Hello, welcome to Tom's Cubes and Games. There's a few cube solves going on in the background while I'm going to compare the Game Ninja ANS13 to the R36 Ultra. Now, first off, I think I can't really recommend the ANS13 for anyone who's going to be worried about the TF card, because as I showed in the previous video, there's a gap above the slot and the card can just fall straight into the machine. It's a shame, it's a shame. If you pick that up dirt cheap and you know that's the case, it can be a bargain. Another bit of a minus for the ANS13 in comparison to the R36 Ultra. These are both on 100% brightness, and you can see this is a much darker panel. As you can hear, the sound from the mono speaker is excellent. But also the sound on the R36 Ultra is also excellent. And I think that has more bass quality to it. This isn't tinny as such, but I think it's in the higher frequencies slightly compared with this one. They're both very well constructed. They've both got high quality plastics. But just look at the visuals on that Ultra with those LEDs and this panel work. I think it's just fantastic. Now on the backs, the ANS13 is more ergonomic. It does feel just perfect sat there in the hands. But this Ultra is also very comfortable. But this does have the edge on comfort. So, now, buttons wise, and D-pad wise, the ANS13 buttons and D-pad are stiffer than the Ultra. The Ultra, I think you could be pressing those buttons for a very long time without noticing it. Well, I think you're going to actually get like a tired thumb and fingers on these buttons hammering away. I'm not ripping on this machine. For the money, it's fantastic. It's got a lot going for it. I like it. I really like it. But I just can't advise anyone get this over the Ultra because of that card. That's going to fall in even when you're careful occasionally, isn't it? And you're going to have to open it up and shake it out. But if you want a cheap machine to keep in the car or keep in the toilet, that's your machine. Then if the worst happens, you're not going to be too upset if it gets nicked, broken or flushed. Worse would be if you had your nice machine flushed down the toilet by accident or something. So yeah, I would say if you can pick up this ANS13 for a bargain. Now I'm going to be selling 5 of these actually for probably for a loss, just because I don't want people to be paying top money and then, you know, having issues with the TF card. So I'm going to make it very clear that that's an issue when I sell them. And but if you're like somewhere else in the world, you can get them on AliExpress really cheap. And I know now why they're that cheap. It's because they've got problems. I bet they're getting people returning them. I don't want to knock the manufacturer. They've done a lot right with that machine. A 10 out of 10 for effort. 7 out of 10 for end results. And this one's just 9 out of 10 results. And the only reason it didn't get the 10 out of 10 is because it's not as comfortable to hold as that. But I do like this Ultra. It's a very swanky machine. Now let's kill some of these, this background light, so we can get the full effect of the LEDs on this machine. Yeah, and when I say this panel is not as bright, it's still a beautiful panel on this ANS13. I think the extra brightness on the Ultra is welcome. And just look at those LEDs on the Ultra. Really nice. Yeah, if I was a vertical handheld person and I could afford the difference, I'd go for the Ultra. And if I could only afford a cheapo, I'd go for the ANS13, and I'd be really happy with that. But I wouldn't give that as a present to somebody, because, you know, problems with the TF card. That would be a good present for someone. But I think soon I'm going to compare this Ultra with the XF40, the horizontal, because horizontals I think are just that much more comfortable for long-term play. But you know, some people just like these verticals. So bottom line is they're both great machines, but I would have to say the Ultra. But if you could afford it, get an ANS13 to keep in the toilet or keep in your car. Right. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.